Hi there folks, welcome to the video. This is Hardly Gaming, and today we're going to be looking at Aliens Fireteams Elite. We're going to be looking at a Recon build. Now, the Recon is a class that you get only once you've completed the entire campaign on Standard. The reason for that is it's meant to be more kind of like the, I would say, more elite class, but it doesn't really do that. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into the build, guys. So, the Recon obviously works best with using some form of long-range gun. So I put on my favourite ballista fletched rifle here. The way I've set this up is I have the precision hider, which gives me stability and weak point damage. I have put on the armor-piercing rounds, which is really handy against the heavy enemies. And I've put on a digital scope, which you should be using with just about any gun you've got. It's probably the best of the scopes just because of the fact it only gives you a 10% extra magnification rather than like 25, 50%, and you're not zoomed in whilst looking, which is really important for this game. The amount of enemies that come from you at the sides, the idea of being able to sit at the back with a scope just isn't really practical in this game. So that's my primary weapon. My backup weapon is the fletched SMG, generally regarded as being one of the best guns in the game. It's a lot of fun to use. It's also really effective. And the way I've set this up is I have the compact flash hider for fire rate and weak point damage. And the reason that I've put on is plus 6% stability on hit for 3 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times. That's basically going to be maxed all times when you're firing it. And that's just a load of extra stability. It basically means that you can actually keep your gun pointing where you want it to point to. I've also put on this rapid release mag, so reload speed plus 20%. And 50% extra reload speed when the magazine is empty, which it will be at all times, pretty much, because this gun burns through ammo. And then lastly, I put in a hybrid sight, which improves your accuracy, which is really important, and a bit of extra weak point damage, which is always nice. Moving on to my perks. Now, as you can see what I've done here, I've gone very, very heavily into a bit of everything. So I've got quite heavily into pups here, so I've got 20% extra recharge speed and 42% extra duration. And then I put a tiny bit into spot drone here to give me a little bit extra duration here. Working through it. So what I've got here. So I've got the painkillers extra mod for the support station. Your support drone now also increases allies damage resistance by 10%. Basically, put it down, your team gets 10% resistance. What's not to like. When it comes to the pups, the only extra I put on here is the distracting howl. Pups now also slows affected targets by 30%. Considering this will be hitting pretty much anything in range, anything you can see, that's everything slowed by 30%, which is really effective. Especially when you team it with Red is Dead. You and your teammates deal an additional 10% to reveal targets. So all your enemies are slowed, and all the enemies now take 10% extra damage. I've also put on threat neutralized, getting a headshot kill on a revealed target, which should be everyone. Recharges your abilities by 15%. Now, this one, I'm not too 100% because the way I look at it, that would only affect that. Because if that's active, you can't recharge it. So I don't know, I might change that. Who knows? I've also put on downrange, which works well with the Recon. Basically, you get 20% extra damage at far distance. No idea how far distance is. I'm assuming maybe anything over 100 meters. Basically, though, you can get more damage at range than you can up close, which works well with the Recon. And then lastly, I put on the Recon rifle training, which increases the max ammo of rifles by 2% and the weak point damage by 15%. And then lastly, Doc rifle expertise increases the stability and weak point damage of rifles by 15%. And then focus here, basically getting 2 headshot kills within 10 seconds grants a stack of focus. Each stack increases accuracy and stability by 10%. I don't know, it's actually not bad as a passive. It's probably, actually looking at it there, it's probably the best passive. But yes, that's a Recon, guys. It's a weird one. Not many people run Recon, and the thing with Recon is pups right now does some weird graphics things, especially on the PC, where it tanks my FPS. It's not so bad here in the hangar area, but in missions, my FPS, I keep my FPS at 60. That's what I've capped it to because I play 1440p and I have a wider field of view, so it just kind of makes it nice and smooth. My FPS goes from 60 to like 30 odd, which it really shouldn't. I've got like a 5700 XT and 32 gig RAM, and I've got a Ryzen 5 3600X. I really shouldn't be going down to 30 FPS in a game like this. But yeah, I don't really use Recon much, basically because of that, because I can't really use one of their abilities. Um, I hope they do buff Recon. I think he could do something like a pulse, like something you get in the division. The problem with this game is that it could really benefit from copying a division so in so many ways, but obviously it would then get people would just claim that it would just be copying. So I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is my Recon build. It's nice and simple. It's easy enough to do. I think the only things you'd need to find, I think red is dead is something you need to find out in the missions. But I think everything else you get as you level up, or you can buy in the shop. Remembering, guys, you can buy stuff in the shop here. So this guy here is a vendor, and you can buy perks here for classes. You can buy universal ones here as well. You can buy all your consumables, buy all your attachments, and then weapons. Obviously, I've bought everything, as you can see. But yeah, guys, that's my Recon build. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the Recon build. I hope you're enjoying the game. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.